understand why there's no ducks. But when I see something in the water, wonder what that is. Like something falling from the sky, dropping in the water. But I don't hear any frogs. I haven't heard any frogs yet. I know they come out in spring, but there might be some bigger ones that don't make the noise. Maybe it's the baby ones that make all the noise. I don't know. And they're not grown yet. They're just born or waiting to be born. What is that noise in those little bugs? There's something in the water. Maybe it's snakes or something. Ooh. Whatever that was, it just took off in a straight line. I'm wondering what all the... You can hear like little tick, tick, tick sounds. There was one right there. What is that? Is that fish? Snakes? Frogs? What is it? Okay, I see bugs. I can't see them with my eyes, but I see them flying above the top of the water. I wonder if it's fish jumping and biting the bugs. Something big jumped right there. What is that? Oh, now I saw something big there. That was either a frog, snake, or fish. Right out there. I wonder what that was. I mean, if baby frogs hatch in the spring, then that must mean there's still some actual older frogs probably still in the pond. Why they don't make noise? I guess that's when they mate, they make all those noises. So they haven't mated yet? Because they're just not making the noises that I remember last couple years. But like you say, it's early, I guess. What is making... Close enough to see one of these things jump. We'll find out what it is. there they are. They're jumping all over the place. Wouldn't it be fish that would be jumping? Maybe frogs eat those bugs too. Well, I guess frogs have to eat something. Imagine that's frogs jumping. But then again, do frogs live in the middle of a pond? Don't they live on the shores? Would frogs be just swimming around in the water like a fish? Popping up and jumping? One thing that makes me think it could be frogs is that since I walked over here, I haven't seen any of them close to where I'm at. And frogs do that. They're very sensitive to motion and people walking around. Now, there's a real active spot right there, so I'm going to shine it on that and see if we can see what it is. But if there were frogs in this pond, then there'd be ducks and birds, because they eat frogs. Of course, they could have migrated somewhere. Once summer comes, they probably went north. I don't know. Well, now something just jumped right there. I'll have to go back and look at the tape. I didn't see it. I thought I saw something. Oh, I just saw one over there. Okay, I'm going to just keep it right there and see if we can get one. You can definitely see something, but I couldn't tell you if it was a frog or a fish. Interesting. Might have a little bit of the sunset over there. There's some clouds. But the sun's just about to go down. And then I read that we're going to have it's a 13-year cicada cycle. They're bugs that make a terrible noise. So we've got the 11-year cycle coming out this year of the caterpillars. They're going to eat all the leaves and trees off my land, supposedly. We've got a 13-year cicada cycle coming. Now, because of the cicadas, I read that this brings out the copperheads and the snakes because they love them. They're a delicacy. So we're going to have, we're talking about millions and billions, I guess, of cicadas just everywhere. So that's going to bring out, it's going to double or triple or quadruple the copperhead population. I heard a frog. Boys, we've got frogs. Thank goodness. I was scared out of my mind we weren't going to have any frogs, because if we don't have frogs, the frogs eat the ticks. They make pollywogs, and then they start coming up the hill. And of course, I live up on the hill in my cabin, and they just spring out and they take off, and you just practically step on frogs everywhere for a month or two. Those frogs scatter. They're everywhere, and they eat all the ticks. But of course, it's going to increase snakes, because snakes eat frogs. And of course, there are water snakes, and then there are copperheads, which live in the forest. And evidently they eat the cicadas. So we're going to have more water moccasins and water snakes because of more frogs, more caterpillars, less vegetation, more snakes, and more bugs. But the whole thing falls apart if our frog population... I just heard another frog. You watch this. I never heard any yesterday or the day before, so this is the first I've heard. Just a couple little, little frog noises. Those little things that are bopping up might be frogs, might be fish. But by tomorrow, the next day, I bet we're going to hear frogs everywhere. So, well, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm happy because I know there's frogs still, so that'll help. I know there's some frogs out there. Well, it's getting real dark. This camera, when you film at where the light is not out much, on the camera it shows the light a lot more. There's a star already. That's probably Sirius. The dog star, Cyrus. And I also heard a couple of different things, but I've heard that copperheads aren't very poisonous. They don't usually even, their bites aren't even usually deadly. Very rare to kill anybody with a copperhead, I guess. I think it's probably just because they're small. They're not a large snake, not the ones around here. That's probably the only reason, because they're smaller. Now, you've probably heard that people say that baby snakes are more deadly than older snakes. That's true to some extent, not because the venom is more potent in the older snakes. This is what I read. But it's because the older snakes learn how to preserve. They don't have as much fear and have more experience, and when they bite you, they just kind of nick you. They don't unload all their venom in you. Sounds pretty terrible. But the babies, they don't know how to regulate all that, so when they bite you, because they know they're small, so they just start squirting venom as much as they can, pumping it into you, and you have to, you have to literally pull them off you, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. But they strike, they actually strike, and then they can release the venom. And the older snakes don't release as much. But, I don't know whether people really know what they're talking about when they say these things. You hear all kinds of things. But, like I said, my whole life I've never ever been bit by a snake, ever. Because I stay away from them, Some people are always messing around trying to pick them up. And I was pretty smart growing up. I knew that if you picked up see a firefly? I love fireflies. Oh. See if we can see one. That's the one amazing thing about it around here. Well, the whole Texas, Oklahoma, the whole South, Alabama, Georgia, all this area, southeast. Just fireflies everywhere. They're beautiful. The coyotes. Well, I didn't get to do a video today. I had to do a little work on the cabin. So this will be my video today, guys. And you know, a little short video about frogs. But we'll probably try and do a good video tomorrow. I've got some good subjects that I've been thinking about that I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk about Bitcoin and XRP. Very important video. Hopefully I may do that video tomorrow. We'll see. You never know about me. I'll try to. But I think we can get rich. You're watching the video tomorrow. Tune in, because I think we got about a 90% chance of getting rich. Now, of course, I'm not looking for riches, guys. I'm just trying to survive here like all of you. There's the fireflies. Just starting to pick up now. It's a lot darker in real life than in the camera. There's all the dogs. Yeah, dogs are weird. Whenever you stop, dog will go behind you. They're sneaky little. Even instinctually, they know to keep. They go around. You ever seen coyotes go around, attacking something, and they'll all kind of dart around and stay behind, away from the face area or whatever. They're smart. It's just instinctual. They know that from birth. But anyway, we're going to talk about a cryptocurrency called XRP, and just something that we'll talk about. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. Not the same old stuff you've probably heard, but some very important information you probably haven't heard about Bitcoin and XRP. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. See you tomorrow. Have a good one.